Tall Paul, the best way to start the producers podcast with you, Tall Paul Joseph, me, Jack Silver,
Right.
is with a little holiday, little holiday cheer. I know it's kind of lame. I think you're actually supposed to be able to bring the music in
Uh-huh.
without playing it off of an iPhone.
I'm not recognizing that song.
Oh, it's
Oh, I've got
No.
my eggnog.
attaboy. So I thought maybe a good way to start the show with a little holiday music. And I mean, it's a winner.
Can't lose with this music.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough of that.
Oh, is that it? I was just getting into the Christmas mood. I've gotten Christmas gifts. I got everything happening. You know.
Well, I want to talk a little Christmas with you, but I just want one observation about Christmas music.
Yes.
Have you noticed, Paul? There are 10 Christmas songs and
Yeah.
about 1,000 versions of each one. So like that one, that was Sleigh Ride.
Right.
And there's 80 versions of that. The
Yeah.
Christmas, so basically you got 10 songs times 1,000.
And by the way,
Yeah.
to the person that wrote the "I Want a Hippopotamus" song, if I could strangle them on the air, I would do it. If we could have them right here, and I could put my hands around their neck and
Yeah. Well, there are a few songs that are just mind-numbingly bad.
Well, who in the world, raise
Yeah.
your hand, would like a hippopotamus for Christmas?
No one.
I mean, I don't know how that song was. I'm going to delve into it. We'll talk about it next week. I'll find out. But
Okay.
who wrote it? Why was it written?
Yeah.
And who the hell wants a hippopotamus for Christmas?
Well, no one does. And to me, those ones, I know they're trying to, stretch the soup and add a few more songs so that people don't get totally ready to, jump off a bridge when they hear,
Right.
Brenda rocking around the Christmas tree one more time.
Yeah, please.
So they try to spread it out, but you don't need that one. And then, so the long and the short of it is stick to the hits,
Come on.
play the same 10 songs with 1,000 different versions.
And
and
play
call it a
Dear
day.
Santa by Haley Joe, which is a great.
Now that's a good one.
song. That's actually good. Oh, yeah.
This one's a
Who
winner.
is that? Bruce Springsteen or somebody?
I'm not sure. It's from, now I will say the Hallmark Channel, we've talked
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, yeah.
They have,
Good.
they have their own music channel on Sirius XM,
Yeah.
and it seems to be the best one because
Yeah.
it marries up the music with the stories
That's
and everything
cool.
like that. And,
I
and
like
just before we get into one of our main topics today, Paul, we actually got a listener reaction to the
Go ahead.
the
I'm having
listener.
bourbon and eggnog. You go ahead.
Oh, you got it, pal. You suck that down, no problem.
Mhm.
Remember the
Little
last
Uncle
time-
Jack in there.
Little Jack Daniels?
Oh, yeah. Little Uncle Jack.
Well, that's not going to hurt you.
No.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Paul.
That's what I say.
Remember I shared the story of the bulldog that I wanted as a kid. And
Yes.
my mom got me a toy poodle named Muffin.
Yeah.
Well, one of
There you
our fans gave me a bulldog, even
That's
though
great.
it's a little toy.
Oh, you got your bulldog.
Yes, at least I got it, and
That's-
it's from the movie Van Wilder. I forgot that Van Wilder had a bulldog,
That's right.
and I wanted to thank Leo, the film freak, for stepping up and turning me on to that. And then I really realized there's also a couple of good stories because Adam Sandler
Yeah.
has bulldogs. Howard Stern had one who passed away, and they're popular amongst the hip industry folk.
They are. My sister has one named Axel.
Yeah.
Very sweet. Do you want him?
Well, then I've done a little research too between the flatulence and the snoring and the
Snoring, yeah.
the jowls that you got to clean out with Q-tips. Maybe I
She
could have done
does.
without Muffin.
Every morning I see her, she comes and cleans this bulldog's face, and she uses a rag, and she has to clean all the folds and everything.
Right.
And it's filthy, and she does it daily.
Yeah.
So during the course of a day, they are totally infested with dirt, and they have to get it out. Otherwise, it really becomes a skin irritation.
Yeah, yeah. So look, between Christmas time
Yeah.
and all the great things that are happening, I thought we'd start the show with fantasy football.
Oh, did you have to bring that up? I thought we were going to have a good show and talk about Christmas, something fun.
We'll get to Christmas in just a second, but the reason I wanted to start with that is because, all right, anybody who plays fantasy football knows what we're about to talk about, but if you don't, you got to roll up your sleeves like I'm about to do.
Dig in.
And dig in on Paul, who is, you played how many seasons of fantasy football?
How many total seasons have I played?
Yeah.
I've played since my first year was 2006. So 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
And in those 14 years, have you had some ups and downs?
You could put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. and this year.
Yeah.
Ups?
No. There's no ups and downs this year. This year has been a supermarket crash. This has been the worst bottom out year ever for me. I normally place in the playoff group every year.
Yeah.
I've won. In our league, we play for money. Yeah. So I've won $3,000 when I won. You know, and I this year second and third. Huh? What's that?
I say this year, will you be winning any money this year?
If I could get over there to you, I can't reach you. Well, no, I'm not going to be winning. In fact, you know what? I'm losing, as of this moment, I'm losing $310 so far this year to fantasy football. Because if you don't win, you've got your entry fee, and then you have an additional budget that you buy so you can trade players and buy players. Yeah. So I'm in about 310, and I'm going to lose all of that because I had, and if we
I wanted to get under the hood.
Okay.
Here's what people have to understand. At the beginning of the season, and actually on the Producers Podcast with Paul Joseph and Jack Silver, we did our kind of mock drafts.
Oh, yeah.
And you were very enthusiastic and very looking forward.
I was going, but so you know what?
What I wanted to do was give me some of the stiffs.
Okay.
Because everybody starts the season 0-0.
Yeah.
And now that we're in week 14 or something like that,
right?
The cream has risen to the top.
Yeah.
There have been some injuries. Excuse me. Been some injuries.
Right.
But who are some of the guys that you picked that we thought were going to do great, who really just stunk up the room?
Okay.
Give me a couple. Yeah.
First of all, you would think that Zeke Elliott, premier running back, from the Cowboys, this was going to be his year. I mean, he has years every year, but the guy runs, usually will do out of 17 games, he'll get 100 yards a game, maybe 10 times or something.
Yeah.
He's gotten 100 yards one time. He's basically been held. We go on a point system, for people that don't know.
And what would be a good point day for an Ezekiel Elliott on your team?
It's like 18 points,
18 to 22.
15 to 18, 20, 22, even sometimes 30.
How's he been doing?
3 points, 5 points. Five's been a high, 3 to 5 points every week.
Yeah.
It just not awful, pathetic is the word. So
and doesn't it, and people have to understand, if you don't play fantasy football, you take it personally. In other words, when Ezekiel Elliott of the Dallas Cowboys, who is a prime time running back.
Yeah.
And by the way, a top 5 pick in all the drafts for the fantasy football this season.
Yeah.
When he lays
in a keeper league, we're in a keeper league, which means you keep 5 people every year. You hold them over. You pay a premium for it, but you hold them over. This clown has been in my keeper league, and so I paid a premium for him, and he delivered goose egg 0. Wow. But think about this. If you know football at all, I had running backs. I had Zeke Elliott and Miles Sanders. Those are 2 power pack guys that are going to deliver. Miles Sanders somehow, some way, has been worse than Zeke Elliott.
That's impossible, Paul.
I know. And he's like another big name running back for Philadelphia. I mean, both those teams stink this year.
I was going to say, the only mistake you made is you took 2 teams from the NFC East.
Right.
And that's kind of like not doing very well. But again, I can tell by your face. Normally you're a bright, bubbly guy, and you always got the twinkle in your eye.
I'm not happy.
No, you're not happy. And
then you mix into this, Jack.
What else you got?
In as a top receiver that I held over, one of my keepers, Kenny Golladay, who's a big time. Yeah. He's a guy that will get you 20, 30 points a game.
Detroit Lions, they're a big passing team. He usually does very well. How has he done this season, Paul?
Well, if he would have played, maybe well. He's been out since week number 7. you know,
And
and
you
or
haven't
6,
had
and this is
anything from him.
nothing. And every week it's his hip, and he's going to play, and maybe he's going to play this week, and then no, he's not going to play.
Yeah.
His hip since week 7, no dice. And again this week, not that it even matters. I'm out because this is the first week of the playoffs, but
Right.
he's not playing this week. I guarantee you he's not playing the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So basically, he played 6 games, and
all the preparation we did for the draft, for the fantasy football draft.
well, see, that's what people need to understand that don't play. We talk about this for months ahead of time. By
Right.
August, we're like scheming, planning, getting things together. Right?
And I read so many websites and other different information. Now I've done a little bit better this year, so I can I've done better because I have Devontae Adams, who has come through.
Oh,
Running back Alvin Kamara of the New Orleans Saints has come through.
right.
Defenses, I played a bunch of different teams, so I'm 9-4 in one league and 8-5 in another league, and I think I'm in the playoffs. But I just wanted to share with the audience, even if you don't like fantasy football, it's
very frustrating.
It becomes, and Paul, you know what it really is too. Then when you're watching the game, any game, you're on your phone, making sure.
Yes.
And God forbid, Jared Goff throws to another tight end other than Tyler Higbee, you freak out.
Right.
So why would I care about Tyler frickin' Higbee, except that he's on my fantasy team?
Why would you care about Hunter Henry, who I held over
Yeah.
because he's a big-time tight end?
Yeah.
You know what he got me this last week? Total number of points this last week?
5.
Yes. Huh?
5.
Oh, I wish. 1 point.
1 point.
He got 1 point.
Which is virtually impossible. In other words, he just caught one pass the whole day, which is crazy.
That was it.
But by the way,
Yeah.
that was a game that the Chargers, he's the tight end for the Chargers,
Right.
They got beat 45 to nothing.
Exactly. Oh, and you'll appreciate this because you're a Green Bay guy.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for Alan Lazard. I've had him on my injured reserve.
Yeah.
He finally plays. They say he's going to have a really great game.
Sure.
Rodgers is throwing to him.
Of course.
Okay. Almost 0 points. I had him.
Yeah.
This last week, a complete letdown.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a bottom out, but this has been going on all season. So to answer your question, I'm out of the playoffs. They start this week. I've never been happier because I'm not even going back to that.
So that weight has been lifted off your shoulders.
Oh, I feel relieved.
You do. And the only other thing I was going to say was, with fantasy football, like you said, Alan Lazard, or me with quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Matty Ice, Matt Ryan, whenever I play those guys, they lay an egg.
Right.
And then the guys I don't play, 32 points.
Oh, as soon as you trade them. As soon as you trade them and they get picked up by somebody else.
Right.
Bam. Huge points.
All right. So look, if anybody wants to play fantasy football, it's very addictive. It's fun, but Tall Paul Joseph can show you the face of a man who's had a bad season.
This is it. This is it. Look at my eyes.
Yeah, no, you don't look well.
I'm not well.
All right. Well, so let's move forward. I wanted to give you a little bit.
Nice and Christmas music.
Okay, your cheeks are nice and rosy. I got it. All right. So here's here's what I want. All right, let's do a little Christmas talk for a quick second because you can help me with this.
Okay.
All right. Do you think it's better to pick up hints from people regarding the Christmas presents they want, or do you think it's better to just receive a list, like the things they really want, and that way you're not guessing, you're not rolling the dice? So where do you side?
Here's how I side.
Picking up hints all season.
Distinct things here.
Okay.
I love hints, and because I love to really, see the look on their face when they say, "I can't believe I got this." Da 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 da. It's so much fun. But when it comes to clothing, I like to be dialed in with a list because I like to know the size, the color, because it's there's too much to handle with it. So when it comes to clothing, I say list, but I like to have surprises in there. I listen and get hints from people, and then I go and do my thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would say,
what do you say?
I'm the opposite of that. Because
Okay.
to quote a phrase, I can't pick up a hint with an axe handle. I don't get that.
Really?
Yeah, my family, they say they drop hints all year, and I'll be damned if I know one hint that they've dropped for this year. So I prefer, and what I've gotten to point, so I prefer like a list. So say, what do you want? You want dish towels? You want something for the kitchen? Which I understand dish towels and kitchen items are not actually Christmas presents. I don't know if you
Right.
know. I didn't know. Do you want some workout clothes? Do you want a Peloton bike? Do you want jewelry?
Peloton bike is a great Christmas gift.
Yeah, well, roll up the Brinks truck, tall Paul. Those things are about 2 G's.
I know. Christmas is not cheap.
No. All right. Well, so then I've also, here's another trick I've learned. I go to my spouse's coworker,
Oh,
give her an email, and say, have you heard any
Yeah.
you heard any hints
anything?
that mean anything to you? And
That's
that way I
good.
get a little bit of a list. And to your point, I've always found that because when I've tried to do the hint thing and
Mhm.
just buy presents based on what I think people would like,
Right.
it's usually a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Either it's the wrong size.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
I may not have it where I can get it now.
Okay,
Hang
hold
on
on.
a second, because this
I'm going to give you a little Christmas music.
music.
Well, Tall Paul is looking for an item.
Something I had
Throw
actually,
some Christmas music.
yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, I was going through this magazine
Okay.
and I found what I thought your personality and knowing you, what I would get Jack for Christmas. So I was going to show it to you. And as you can see, I even marked it. So I didn't want to forget. Can you see that?
Hold it up a little higher. So, Jack, it's a, what the hell? Hold it up a little higher.
It's a personal pod.
Oh, a personal.
That woman is sitting outside and she's completely covered in plastic.
And she's got her hands sticking through the sides.
Right. And she can work, but she's completely engulfed in plastic. I thought, what a great gift for Jack.
Well, that would be good.
You could just wrap yourself in that.
Yeah.
You just go have lunch at the heart attack place you like to go.
Okay. But Paul, isn't that a little sad that that's the present of the year, the personal pod that you can fight the COVID on, and
$99.
$99 for that? Well, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, as thoughtful as that is, I prefer golf balls or a gift card, a Subway gift card. Don't be silly.
But here's something exciting that I wanted to share with everybody. I've spent, if you own a house, you know this, you spend over the period of years, thousands and thousands of dollars with your insurance company.
Sure.
Because it's very expensive to insure a house.
Yeah.
Guess what? I got a Christmas gift from them.
Thank you from your State Farm agent.
I can't wait to open this and see what it is, bearing in mind that I have spent literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over the years.
Are you hopeful?
Opening this gift.
Are you hopeful that'll be sort of a reciprocal version?
I was hoping there'd be a check of some
sort. Let's see what you
nature.
got.
It says right there, a Christmas gift.
Perfect. Well, this is exciting.
Uh,
We're opening Tall Paul's Christmas gift from his State Farm agent
oh my God!
live
Kidding?
for the first time.
I got to kind of blank this out, but this is their Christmas gift. They gave me a bunch of these lame address. I mean, how pathetic is that? Thousands and thousands of dollars, and they sent me that.
Funny you say that, because I got labels from my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can take.
Don't be mean, Paul. I mean, they maybe they had a bad year and all they could afford is return address labels.
State Farm never has a bad year.
I was going to
They're
say
the ones that do all the commercials with all the athletes, and I mean,
Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, but
they pay those guys millions and millions of dollars to do a commercial, and we get the people that fund that
return address labels.
return addresses. Merry Christmas.
Well, hold on. That calls for a little Christmas music. Hold on.
Yeah, play it.
Hold on.
This is outrageous. This is outrageous.
That is outrageous. All right, big finish.
Okay, so one more thing. You know,
Yeah.
my mom loves pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
So every year I buy her pop culture magazines and stuff. I get her the National Enquirer. This year, with the National Enquirer, they sent me this as an enticement. Get your blue dot. You see that?
One time only bonus blue dot. Yeah, got it.
And see, if you get this blue dot, it's just it's a superstition thing. It's lucky. Once they see what it says, not energized,
Right.
but once you pay them, they energize the blue dot.
Yeah.
And then, superstitious, if you are,
Yeah.
you're lucky. So this is all this blue dot means. I was trying to figure out, what is a blue dot? What, growing number of readers who say they've experienced good fortune thanks to the amazing blue dot.
See, I thought it was blue because Blue Dot is like I think there's a home delivery service of food called Blue Dot.
No, it's not this.
No, this
No,
is some scam.
This is a scam. Hurry, return your renewal notice now and get your blue dot energized.
Well, then, Paul, do not swim upstream on that. Pay the freight.
Well, I'm paying the freight. Let's mark this time and let's see once they energize my blue dot,
Okay.
how we do.
Well, I love that. Well, I hope everybody, including your mom, gets energized for the holiday season.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Tall Paul. Well, this has been one hell of a podcast. Let's say goodbye to our mascot, the Bulldog mascot.
Bye. Look for Jack in this because I'm going to get it for him for Christmas. Look
That's
for
beautiful.
Jack sitting around in his pod.
I do feel for Tall Paul with his fantasy football debacle, and I guess we probably should end the podcast with a little bit of Christmas music.
Let's do that. And let's remember while we're listening, please share this podcast with your friends.
Yep.
Make your comments, and we'll answer all of your suggestions. So,
Right. See you next time. Enjoy the music, everybody.